Hey, and welcome to my video. I feel like I'm gonna be squinting at you a lot. It's shady up under here, but it's awful sunny outside. It's like 61 degrees, a little nip in the air, enough for a jacket, but beautiful day. You can hear the birds, and yes, I think that is my tree. But what we're gonna talk about today is my plan of action. I have been looking through my notes, the past few videos we've talked about, being a food addict and why we're always hungry and all those things. But don't get blown away. And I was going through them and I was picking out what I think I can do. We can't all do everything. We can't go through a list of 40 things and expect that we're going to excel if we try every single one of them. But I picked the ones out that I think are, while I'm trying to get myself back on track, that I can incorporate in my plan of things that are, I guess you could say, in my realm of possibility of actually completing. I have been practicing the past couple days. Now yesterday we switched. Today was going to be our Eat Out Splurge day, but we switched it. I was kind of tired yesterday, and so we ate out yesterday, and I don't track that. I do not track my splurge day. Never did. I guess I can say probably never will. If that slows me down, if that takes me longer, then it just has to, because that's part of the lifestyle that I'm not willing to give up. If I want to have an eat out day, I'm going to have an eat out day, because how many times have I told you, and I'll tell you every time, even though we're fat and even though we're on a journey to lose it, we still got a life in the meantime. Things are still going to happen. We still have to have some quality of life regardless of our size. I can't help that I'm as big as I am and I need to lose weight, but in the meantime I'm still going to live my life. I'm still going to have some quality to it, the best that I can get. You know what I mean? So that's why splurge days are just, they're my days. Now, these are not really in order. No, I don't guess they're really in order. I just kind of went through and picked them out. But like I said, I've been trying, except for yesterday I tried up until splurge time. But the first thing I got on here, this one I think is a good, if you're taking baby steps and you just want to try one thing at a time, I think this is a perfect first step for anybody looking to get back on track or looking to even start. That is, keep your trigger foods out of the house. Don't bring them in. If they're not in there, you can't eat them. I wrote down my trigger foods. What's a trigger food? The ones that's going to make you go flipping bonkers, eating it all, or it's going to make you want to eat all the other things once you start eating it. Trigger foods are foods that you know are going to send you off the rails, and those are foods that we do not need to have around us. My number one, and if you have watched me any length of time, you can say it before I say it, and that is Little Debbie cakes. Cookies that you can dunk in milk. Any other kind of cookie, not so much. I mean, I can eat a cookie. I can sit down and eat them. But if I can dunk them in milk, forget it. Truly chocolate ice cream. Now, we had ice cream last night. We planned it. When we went to the international market, if you saw that haul, there was a jar of honeys and nuts. And we knew when we bought it, we wanted to have it on ice cream, and we would have it on our splurge night. Well, I forgot to order ice cream, so I went to Harris Teeter, because that's where I wanted to get our roast beef. And as luck would have it, their ice cream was buy one, get one free. So I told David, I said, and I could have got 2 vanillas, but I broke my own rule to begin with. Right off the bat, I bought a Truly chocolate. That is the Harris Teeter brand chocolate. It's called Truly chocolate. That is my favorite chocolate ice cream ever. I can eat carton of it within 2 or 3 days. Well, there's one in my freezer, and I had my portion last night. We didn't even go overboard. We had vanilla and we had chocolate, and those nuts, oh my gosh, they were insanely delicious. We both kept eating thinking, these taste like some kind of candy bar. And every bite I take, I would analyze it. Turns out it tastes like those old pecan rolls you'd get at Stuckey's. Y'all remember that? With the cream stuff in the middle and the pecans all around the outside. Oh my gosh, that's what it tasted like. So good. But it is still in my freezer. That's going to be a test in my metal. If I can leave it in there and just have it on splurge day with our little nut thing. Reese cups. At the variety store yesterday, they had king size Reese cups for $1. I mean, boxes of them. There was a woman about knocked me down because I told her it was real close when you walk in there. I was standing there looking at something, and the Reese cups were kind of behind me. I'm not joking, she about knocked my big old butt down trying to get to them Reese cups, and I bet she got 20 of them. I turned around and looked. I bet she had at least 20 packs of them. Kid you not. I didn't buy one. Miniature candy bars. That is Sebastian's favorite candy. If he's here, I'll buy them for him. But I'll tell you what, I end up getting in them too. So I can't buy them and say. I had a friend one time who, after her lunch, we worked together. After her lunch, she would eat one Hershey miniature. One Hershey. I'm talking about those little bitty. I'm gonna drop my book if I hold my hand up. The little bitty Hershey miniatures, and then that was her treat for the day, and then she was done. I'm like, how do you do that? I don't have that capability, so I can't have those in the house. And then this is not something in the house, but it's something I have to do. I have to avoid the bread store. I did that. Friday maybe. Friday when I went to the store, I avoided the bread store. I wanted to go try to find my bread and my buns, and I'm like, don't do it. First of all, it's not worth a few dollars, and second of all, I have to walk up like a dozen steps, steep steps to get up to it, so it's pretty rough. So I just didn't do it. Oh my gosh, I wish you'd see the size of this camper these people are pulling down the road. I don't know where they gonna back that thing up at, but it is huge. Ooh, they some fancy people live down my street. So anyway, we're going to avoid trigger foods. We're not bringing them in the house. Don't take them in your house. Let me repeat, if they're not in your house, you can't eat them. And don't be at the store when you're out in the car thinking, well, I'm going to drive through the QT and get me a Reese cup. Done it before. Not going to do it again. The second thing I'm going to do, and I have been doing it, except for last night, because I don't track my splurges, but that is track. I'm going to track everything I eat. Somebody's horn is going off somewhere. I even tracked some Ready Whip out of the can. I never tracked that. Now, obviously, I just eyeballed it. To me, it looked like it was 4 tablespoons. Could have been 2, could have been 3, whatever. The point is, I tracked it because I'm counting calories. And I thought, well, I guess to get it now, I'm still not counting my coffee. That's another thing. That's part of my lifestyle. I'm not changing. But tracking, honest tracking, putting down what I eat. The next one goes with it. Weighing and measuring all my foods and practicing portion control. So, like cereal, I don't know why cereal come to mind, because I'm not eating cereal, but I can track 2 cups of cereal, and I tracked, but that was not good portion control for 2 cups of cereal. So they kind of go hand in hand. Track what you eat, but portion control what you do eat. Don't just go whole hog on everything. Well, unless you got room for it, points, calories, carbs, whatever you're counting. Eat whatever you got room for. That If you got room for 3 cups of cereal and that's what you want, then eat it. Today I am budgeting. I am eating very light because tonight's going to be heavy. What we were going to have last night, we're going to grill hot dogs and hamburgers. I'm going to have one of each, and I'm making homemade slaw, and I'm making homemade chili, and I'm having french fries. So it's going to be a heavy calorie meal. That's why I ate light for breakfast. I've not had lunch yet. Whatever it is, it's going to be something light. It'll probably be that broth. I don't know how many calories are in those noodles, but the point is, I'm budgeting for it. And I tracked it yesterday, and since we changed, I just copied it over to today, so I know approximately. Now my slaw and chili's going to change because it won't take but a spoonful of each, so I've got to figure that out after I make it. But I'm going to weigh and measure, and I've been doing good. I've been getting the scale out. I've been getting the measuring cups out. Now, when I prepped, I didn't measure. You'll see. If you watch this already up as I'm talking to you now, it was up earlier today. I eyeballed my cottage cheese and I eyeballed my cheese dip, but I measured to see. I knew how much was in the cup, and so if I knew the little container holds 4 tablespoons and I put half, to me that is still weighing and measured because I knew to begin with how much it held. So I guess there maybe is a gray area in there. Then the fourth thing is I already do plan my meals. I'll plan my snacks and my breakfasts and things. And I'm going to make sure part of that planning is when I'm out and about that I take food with me. I messed that up yesterday. See, I get in such a hurry in the morning. When I get up, I wish everything was open because as soon as my feet hit the floor, I'm ready to get, if I got to go outside for an errand, I'm ready to go do it. I just want to get it done. That's what I like about Dollar General. It opens at 8 o'clock, so if there's something you really need, it's open at 8 o'clock. But I didn't take anything with me because I didn't plan on being out all day, and it turned out I was out past lunch, and I had to fight tooth and nail with myself to not drive through. And I was even telling myself, but you can drive through, get a plain chicken sandwich and just leave the mayonnaise off, that'll save you some calories, blah 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 blah. I said, no, you will go home and eat. It made me think what Joan has said. She said it on many of her videos, and I think it was from her Weight Watcher coach, that being hungry is not an emergency. And I had to keep telling myself, I'm like, yeah, you're hungry, but it's not an emergency. You're not going to just pass out driving down the road because you didn't eat. So I let that emergency slide by. I went through the variety store. I looked at all that candy, and they got an ice cream thing in there too. Oh my gosh, probably 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 flavors of ice cream. Didn't get any. I could have ate a cone going down the road, but I didn't do it. So I made a mistake by not taking food with me, but I overcame it. So I count that as a win. 5, I'm gonna drink more water, dry, in addition to my coffee, and other drinks like trying to think what of those I had in there. The diet drinks, like diet chill wine. I got diet chill wine and Pepsi, and I got some of the diet teas. I'm gonna try to only drink maybe one of those a day, which, like a diet drink, I probably only drink every other day, something like that. I don't drink one a day, and I don't drink one tea a day, but I'm gonna try to limit that. Then I'm gonna try to drink more plain water in addition to all my coffee in those drinks. That one's gonna be hard because I do drink a lot of coffee. Number 6, I'm gonna try to eat more protein and fiber and less refined carbs. I've been doing pretty good on that. Up until now, I actually have, but I do need to eat more protein because that's what fills you up and that's what keeps you full longer, and that will keep you from trying to go eat all them refined carbs. Now, this is this is the try part. I'm going to try to eat more fruits and vegetables. I ain't making no promises. Y'all know how I feel about them things. They're not my favorite. But I'm gonna try. My sandwich prep is full of nice veggies to go on a wrap. So I feel good about that. But yeah, all I can do is try. It's on my list of things that I think I can do, and I'm gonna try. Then I'm also make sure I eat healthy fat every day, which I pretty much do, but I want to continue it. That's the avocado oil, the olive oil, and full fat yogurt. I've got to where I just don't, unless it's for cooking or something, like say if I make the 2-ingredient dough or some recipes, the fat free's good, but flat out eating, you can't beat that full fat yogurt, that full fat Greek yogurt. Oh, it is good. Then number 7, I'm going to try to exercise at least 4 times a week. I figure 4 times, that's a good number for me. And it might not be 10 minutes if I can do 10 minutes, but that's 10 minutes that I didn't do if I didn't do it. Did that make sense? That sounded dumb. But you know what I'm doing. I'm doing Richard Simmons, Disco Sweat. So I'm going to try that 4 times a week. This one I did yesterday when I avoided the drive-thru and I avoided the candy in the store. Practice walking away and finding something non-food related to do. I didn't find anything to do because I was, at a store and I was driving. But I walked away, and I'm gonna practice more of that. I'm gonna. Them boys right here like they trucks. David got a truck. I can't be talking about it. Southern boys love their trucks. I love a Southern boy. Anyway, I'm gonna practice walking away. I'm gonna practice telling myself it ain't no emergency. I'm gonna practice telling myself you're not gonna starve. I'm gonna look down and tell myself you're not gonna starve. Sometimes we think we are, but we're not. So I'm gonna practice walking away. And if I can find other things to do to occupy my hands or whatever, then that's what I'll do. Right now, I'm recording because I'm hungry. That's why I'm recording this right now. I was gonna think, well, I'll record this Monday, which is the day I want to have it up. But I was sitting back there, I got through with my meal prep, and I was just hungry, and I thought, no, let's just record. So I put that into action. Then number 9, this is something I added for myself. I'm not going to 100% deprive myself. I will give in occasionally, except not trigger foods. I will not give in to trigger foods, and learn to accept copycats of my favorite foods. Y'all know how I feel about that. I don't like it. Y'all know I want, and I can't help it. I can't help how I feel. I want my regular foods. I want my foods of my roots. I want my southern foods. I want it. But I've got to, and the stuff I cook for y'all, I lighten it up. I've been lightening it up ever since I've had my channel. But I've told you before, that don't mean I like it. But I got to do like Andy when she made them pickles, and Barney said, "You mean you want to have her make another batch of them kerosene cucumbers?" And at the end, when they judge them, Andy holds it up. He goes, "Well, there's only one thing we got to do." Barney's like, he goes, "Yeah. Learn to love them." So that's what I got to do. These copycat versions of foods, these lower fat, these lower calorie, these lower sugar, whatever you want to call these healthier versions, I've just got to learn to accept them and deal with it and know that it's not the end of the world, and that if I still want to indulge in a regular food, that I can, and not deprive myself of it if it's what I have absolutely got to have. Because there are, and y'all know this, there are times when you are craving something. If you don't go home and get that particular thing, you're going to eat 1,000 things in its place. And none of those things are going to satisfy. And that will be all that extra food you ate would be more than if you had just gone ahead. This is you eating, craving a good old-fashioned hot dog. Just go and have that hot dog. Get out of your system. That's what I'm gonna learn to do, to not deprive myself. Not every day. I'm not gonna treat myself every day, but on the weekends, if there's something on my splurge day that I really think I need, I'm gonna have it. But I'm also going to learn the rest of the week to deal with the copycat versions of what I think I need. You see what I'm saying? So that is it. That is my plan of action. If you want to join me in this plan of action, just let me know below, and we'll check in every now and then, see how we're doing. If we're doing good, we'll tell it, and if we're not doing good, we'll tell it. Y'all know I tell y'all the good, the bad, and the ugly. And there's a lot of ugly. So, alright. Well, I guess that's all I was going to tell you today. And we're going to do this. We might struggle, but we're going to get it back on track. We really are. I feel good so far. I feel empowered for some reason, and I don't know where it came from. I'm trying to put my finger on what did it. It wasn't like all of a sudden I saw a picture. I'm like, look how big you are. But all of a sudden I realized your health sucks. These are things I know, so I can't, as I'm just sitting here off the top of my head, I can't put my finger on where this newfound, somebody is mowing the yard. They need to come on down here. They need to come on down here. Oh, goat ain't mowed yet. Listen, the neighbor up there is mowing. He'll be out there mowing this week because he can't stand nobody to have nothing on him. Ain't y'all excited to come back out here on the porch and start talking about the old goat again? Anyway, but I don't know what. Let me tell you this. I knew I was gonna tell you something about that. I don't even know why I thought about it. When I did my grocery haul and I had that coffee creamer, I said, I'll just tell you the story another day. I did a Food Line pickup because I was out of creamer. I ordered my regular, y'all see it, my regular creamer. Well, I put it in the little refrigerator. I opened one up, put it up here in the big refrigerator, made me a cup of coffee, went back there and sat down to do something back in my craft room. I don't know what I was doing. And I took a drink. I was like, what? Looking at my cup, what in the hell is that? I kept taking another sip. I'm like, okay, Maxwell House screwed something up. They put a flavored coffee in the pod and mislabeled it or something. So I come up here and I pulled the pod out. I smelled it and carried on, and I kept tasting this. I told David, I said, there's something wrong with my coffee. I can't put my finger on it. So I pulled the coffee creamer out. I'm like, oh, please don't tell me I accidentally hit hay. See, I couldn't even taste what it tastes like. It was just something sweet, and I don't drink sweet coffee anymore. And I'm like, oh, please don't tell me I ordered hazelnut by mistake. Well, I looked at it. No. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It looks exactly the same color, the same label as my original. It just has a little Cinnamon Toast Crunch label at the bottom, but the rest of it looks the same. So the girl picked up the wrong thing. So I had one that was right and one that was wrong. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that I cannot drink sweet coffee anymore. That is something I weaned off of a couple years ago because I used to have a little bit of coffee with my sugar. And now I try. I can't do it. So, hey, he's blowing at the car in front of him. Did you hear how fast they were going? I guess he was supposed to speed even faster. He was blowing at him as he's... You hear that? He is still blowing at him. Unless there's something wrong on his car. I don't know, but let me tell you. Now, that made me think about my papa. That was my papa, but we call him Papa. When he would be sitting at a stoplight and it would turn green and he wouldn't immediately go and somebody would blow the horn at him, he would sit there through that cycle till it turned green the second time. Yes, he would. You ain't blowing at him, because he will sit right there until it turns green again. But maybe that's where I get my tenacity from. I don't know. Of course, my other mama, she was pretty tough old bird. And I don't know. I got it on both sides. So anyway, that was all I was going to tell you. It seemed like there was something else that happened that I didn't get a chance to tell you about. I don't know. Anyway, that's all I'm going to tell you today. So I'll see you on my next video.